Today is the third and final week of the Dying Light 2 anniversary update that added guns. This obviously means that we have 4 new weekly anniversary bounties we need to complete in order to get this cool looking outfit. The first bounty will be to complete an Elite Survivor mission. If you're struggling with these types of missions, make sure to set your game on easy, as that doesn't affect the reward you get, but it does affect the enemy's health. So like this, you can one-shot them just like in regular missions. The second bounty will require killing a volatile with a shotgun. Thankfully, shotguns deal a lot of damage, and you can complete this bounty even if you have the basic version of it. And of course, to make things easier, make sure to set your game on easy. This tip can also be applied to the next bounty, which requires you defeating a Banshee with an SMG. Although the main difficulty of this bounty is finding a Banshee. You can locate them on rooftops in Old Villador at night, or they can also spawn as support infected during a golden random event. And the final bounty requires you defeating 10 biters with a rifle, which is extremely easy. And so just like that, you can get the Acolyte Outfit, which is in fact the outfit you can get in the following DLC for Dying Light if you fully upgraded your reputation with the locals. Although that's not all, because if you have completed the previous 2 anniversary bounties that rewarded you with the cut Scorpio weapon and the Nocturnal Tribal Machete, you can get 50 additional Pilgrim tokens that you can then spend in the shop on the Techland GG website. Of course, that was only the smallest part of this update, because just like last week, 3 new Survivor missions were introduced. The first newly added Survivor mission is called Highway Star. As always, it begins by you having to collect 4 items from 4 different boxes. The following 2 objectives will be to clear infected. Once again, this section is present in every single mission, so it's nothing new. What's new, however, is that all enemies on these locations are electric themed. The biters, virals, and even goons all deal electric damage, so be careful when fighting them. The final objective is also unique, as it features a boss. Some of you might have already recognized that this Demolisher is special and was already featured in the Carnage Hall DLC. He has one unique attack, during which he jumps towards the player, although it is arguably easier to dodge than the regular Demolisher. Next on the list we have Roof Awakening. Get it? It's like Rude Awakening, but it's on rooftops. The first few objectives requires us clearing houses from infected and turning the power on. I don't know what about you, but this section really reminded me of establishing safe zones in Dying Light. Back in the day when all safe zones were completely different, and not the same copy-pasted windmill all over again. The next thing you have to do is once again collect supplies and then deliver them in 4 different locations before the 5-minute timer runs out. Another very easy mission that is more similar to a parkour challenge than anything. Also, it is the shortest mission out of all new ones, so if you want to get some reputation points, this is your best bet. The final and third mission that was added this week is called VNC Tower Elevator Pitch. As always, the first few objectives aren't something new. Clear an area from a bunch of infected and then collect supplies. But what's interesting is that while doing these objectives, time will pass, and once you get to the last section of this mission, which is to defend the generator, it will be already nighttime. Which means you will have decreased visibility, not only because it's dark, but also because of all the smoke created by the burning cars around the generator. In addition to it, this is the only mission where multiple charger enemies can spawn, which, as we all know, contribute to a weekly bounty. So if you want to get even more reputation points for doing bounties, this mission is really great. Speaking of reputation and upgrading our gun vendor, at this point you should be already level 10 if you were doing all weekly and daily bounties and completing every survivor mission every single week in the previous 2 weeks of this update. This means that you've already unlocked the entire arsenal, which includes golden guns that deal much more damage than regular weapons, but have a slightly smaller magazine size. Although one thing that I don't like is that there is no point of playing survivor missions further, because you've already unlocked everything that Jay has to offer, and unlike with previous agents, each time you level up his reputation, you don't get any rewards. So I really hope that Techland will then add more guns and more stuff to buy from him. Speaking of guns, here is a quick showcase of all of them. Also next week I plan to release a video where I will be not only discussing the guns in Dying Light 2 in much greater detail, but also comparing them to Dying Light to see how they evolved or worsened after all these years. So that was all, thank you everyone for watching, remember to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.